Fox concubine Laiwu Liu 9 holes, in Fenzhou Du Pass sentence Governor Food Hall. One day, he was sitting alone in a government office. I suddenly heard from far to near the outer courtyard came a laughter. A moment later, 4 women came in, one of about 40 years old, a 13-year-old, a mid-20s, there is a minor girl. They stood side by side before Jian, looked at each other laughing. Liu knew a lot of foxhole 9 in the government office, so he ignores them. After a child, the girl took out a red scarf, mischievously throwing in the face of Liu 9 holes. Liu picked up the scarf, throw 9 holes on the windowsill. Still do not look for them. 4 women smiled and left. One day, the last one who came, 40s woman came. She said to Liu hole 9, my sister and you have a fate. I hope you do not abandon her. Liu 9 holes casually agreed. Soon the woman was gone, and it is a maid who previously let on a girl came. She let the girl sit down side by side and Liu 9 holes. He said, what a pair of good friends. Tonight is your wedding night, you have to take to serve Liu Lang. I'll go. Liu hole 9 made in closer look, and sure enough extraordinary beauty, guangyan incomparable, so he copulate with her lover. Later, Liu hole 9 questions from where the girl. The girl said, I am certainly not people, but the people I was actually the daughter of a former prefect, because under the spell of the fox suddenly died. Death was buried in the garden. Lane fox have allowed me to spell and administration of the resurrection, so my behavior floating in the air like a fox. Liu listened to 9 holes, reaching to touch the girl's buttocks. Girl found, smiled and said, do you think there should be a fox tail it? So she turned to say, then you feel it. Since then, the girl will not stay in the government office and then left. Girl sitting sit by the little maid who accompanied Liu 9 whole family regarded her respect for the little lady. She salutes. Old woman who gave her maid each time asked the greeting, get the reward are particularly lucrative. One day, it was Liu 9 hole's birthday. To come to a lot of birthday guests, banquet tables to put more than 30, you need a lot of cooks to complete. Although Liu 9 holes already issued document requisition, but will come to speak spoon was only 12. Liu hole 9 very angry. After fox concubine heard, they advised him to say, do not worry cook since not enough. It is better to put this too, although I can also dismiss limited, but repairing 30 banquet tables are not easy ones too. Liu hole Nanetayon, overjoyed. People to fish and ginger cinnamon and other condiments were all moved to the inner chamber. Home vegetable chopping people here only heard the voice, but seeing how she was doing, fox concubine people in the door set up a table, serving the people put the plate on the table, when the instant to look, dish has been filled dishes. In this way, the servants take away the dishes sent empty plate, coming and going, serving a total of a dozen people, flocked inexhaustible. Finally, serving people to take cake soup. Fox concubine in which said, the owner is not asked in advance soup cake, how can you say it will be after a child? She said never mind, go borrow some children now soon. Fox concubine 2 great servants serving soup to take the cake. Serving the people saw the table was a bowl of soup more than 30 cake, still steaming hot steaming it. After the guests left, Foxhole 9 concubine Liu said you can come up with some money to pay a soup cake home. Liu holes 9 and sent people to send money cake soup cake that lost family members are gathered together. Wonder would people give money when to Liu had just solved the mystery. One night, Liu hole 9 is drink occasionally bitter Lushandong wine. Fox concubine said I'll give you fetch, spoke and left the house. After a child on her back, said the door has a bitter Lu wine jar, enough for you to drink a few days. Liu 9 holes to go out to look, and sure enough there is a jar of wine, opened it, really is the home of the first name Jian spring. A few days later, Mrs. Liu sent 2 9-hole servants came Fenzhou. On the way, one of the servants said I heard Mrs. Fox's particularly generous reward, hope to get the reward, you can buy a fur coat peeling. His words, Fox concubine in the government office already know. She told Liu Lang sent people home to about cheap hateful that I was too rude. I must get even. The next day, the servant Fenzhou just entered the city, head to ache violently, until the government office. The servant's head in a loud whine. Family members want to give him some medicine or something to eat at ease. Liu Lang smiled and said, "He do not cure the disease, that time will naturally good." Everyone suspected that he was not offended. Jian, the servant, also thought to myself, I had just arrived, and did not even take off his luggage. I committed this sin is how it, when Fox meet concubine, he felt no mistakes, it just deepened annealing, Zihun to lie and Wei Aiken. Just listen to the curtain. Someone said you call me lady, pretty good. Why add a fox word it? Servants come to understand how it happens, knelt on the ground and bowed a trial of strength. Concubine Fox said if want to get a fur coat, why so rude? After a brief period concubine Fox said well you are sick. Carter, servant headache suddenly disappeared. After the servant was about to take leave to go out, suddenly threw a packet from the curtain, only to hear concubine Fox said, "This is a lamb fur coat, you can take a servant unlock a look, it is 5 ounces of silver." Liu asked about the situation at home 9 holes to a servant, who said the family came good, nothing, just one night lost a jar of wine. Liu lost wine cave Nanette I own check day and hour, it was Fox concubine that night to take the urn head spring. Since then, family members are very in awe of her divinity, called her holy immortal. Liu 9 holes also painted a portrait of her. At that time, Zhong said as a positive mention in the school office, I heard that Fox concubine miraculous extraordinary, purporting to be a friend of fellow Liu came to your home 9 holes, and Fox would like to meet with a concubine. Fox rejected his concubine. Liu portrait hole 9 Fox showed him a concubine. Zhong said, but a deliberately portrait to take home. Zhong said after a back, the portrait hanging beside Fox concubine here, sooner or later have to pray every day in front of the portrait, he said, with your beauty, to whom there was not enough commitment to the white-bearded old man is not my point. The 9 holes Liu purr, why not visit my time here? Fox concubine under the government office, the cave suddenly said Liu 9, that adult and rude, I want to look a little to punish him. One day, Zhong said a prayer when facing portrait suddenly I felt as if someone hit him on the forehead with a ruler circles, as if a splitting headache the same. Zhong said a much horror, immediately sent the concubine's portrait Fox sent back. Liu hole 9 cross-examination of a family Zhong said why painting children sent back. Zhong said a family would tell the truth and deal with random sentence. Liu hole 9 smiled and said your master's forehead is not the pain? Zhong said a family could not see hide, the truth told Liu this hole 9. Soon, Liu Chi's son was born 9 holes, but also want to see Fox concubine side. Fox concubine firmly rejected, Chi students refused, once again firmly asked to see. Liu advised Fox hole 9 concubine said ? Law is not an outsider, why insist on not see, said Fox concubine meet son come, I have to be a gift he expect too much of me, I thought I could not meet him expectations, so just want to see him. Now that he has repeatedly asked to see, he promised 10 days later goodbye. 10 days later, Fox concubine Chi students came to the room, separated by curtains Zuo salute to Fox concubine, and best regards. He appeared as a blur looks lion how Fox concubine, not too late stare, until the time of retirement, out of few paces, he was still looking back. Just listen concubine Fox said a husband turning back. When he finished, ha laugh that sounds like a howling owl, scary. Chi born scared legs felt weak, staggered as if driven to distraction the same. QI students from Fox concubine out there, sit for a moment, the mind calmed down only slightly. That said I just heard her laughter, like a clap of thunder heard, even felt as if the body is no longer the same as their own. After a child, the maid came, she behest Fox concubine, gave Chi born 200 pennyworth. Chi students took the money to the maid, said my wife's father and the holy saints are together every day. Do not know that I have always been extravagant, not used to Huazaya it. Fox concubine heard these words. I certainly know his conduct but are catching up with no money at home, and a few days ago we together to Kaifeng occupied by the river god, full of vast expanse of water, treasury also submerged in water. We got into the water to fish some of their money. How he can meet this insatiable lust. Besides, even if I could give him a generous gift, lest his blessings too shallow, but also by not take. For all the things about to happen, Fox concubine always be able to know in advance. Liu Hol Nanetayon encounter difficult situations, to discuss with her, no cannot be resolved. One day, Liu concubine Fox Hole 9 positive and sat side by side, and suddenly she was looking up in the air, horror, and said, "Great catastrophe is coming, how we can do it." Liu Hole 9 was surprised and asked her family would not be something. Concubine Fox said they are all right, only the second son of worrying this place will soon become a battleground. You should hurry up to the court seeking a job far away from here, to be able to escape this disaster. Liu click Fox Hole 9 concubine to say, the boss request a business trip. The boss would appoint him to personally escort for a Yunnan, Gizhao go. From Fenzhou to Yunnan, Gizhao distance, heard about people came to comfort him, only Fox concubine to congratulate him. Soon, guarding the chief general Datun Suanhu rebel court ornamentation ginger ornament Fenzhou occupied by the army. Liu 9 Hole's second son came from Shandong to visit his father, just run the war, was killed by the rebels. Fenzhou fall when the official size of the bureaucracy are all victims, only 9 holes because Liu to Yunnan, Gizhao out of tolerance was able to escape. After the rebellion put down, Liu 9 holes before returning to Fenzhou. Then he implicated as a major in the subject to punishment. The family was poor too, even 3 meals a day are not on aid to the point. However, the ruling multi-party officials or to blackmail him, so Liu Hole 9 downturn, child death. Fox concubine said do not worry, there are 3,200 silver under the bed, for we can spend. Liu Hole 9 overjoyed, asked, where did you steal the concubine? Fox said the world does not take the main thing endless, but also need to steal it. Later, Liu found a chance to escape Hole 9, return to his hometown in Shandong. Fox also a concubine to go back with him. A few years later, Fox concubine suddenly gone. She left a paper bag, put a few things, which hang on the door when there is a small funeral home encounter mourning banner. There are more than 2 inches long. People think this is an ominous sign. Soon, Liu 9 holes on the death.